Welcome back to another video, guys, and today I want to talk about something that actually made me laugh yesterday when I saw it, and it's basically someone making an excuse for themselves to be mediocre. And this is how I view it, and if you don't agree with it, click off the video now. And it is burnout, getting burnt out, losing motivation because you've worked too hard. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It's not real. Burnout. Oh, I'm gonna get burnt out if I work too hard. Don't work too much, guys, or you'll get burnt out. Wrong. Wrong. Don't be stupid. It's wrong. Because this whole idea of burnout is you're gonna work hard day in, day out, and eventually you won't be able to work anymore because you work too hard. No. That's just not how it works, though, is it? You can say that's basically you just making an excuse for giving up when you've done a lot of work, but you haven't reached what you said you'd do. You haven't gotten to the stage that you wanted. So you're making this excuse of, oh, I burnt out because I worked too hard, I did too much in too little time. You're just making an excuse for yourself. You're saying that this thing called burnout, this whole idea, this principle that you can run out of energy, you can run out of motivation from working too hard, is just ridiculous. Because surely the harder you work, the more motivated you become. At least this is my experience. The harder I work, the more progress I make, the more motivated I become. And then it's kind of like a snowball effect. It just keeps balling up and building and building and building. So you get a little bit of snow, you get a small snowball, you roll it down a hill, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger as it rolls, doesn't it? That's what it's like. You keep making progress, so you work more, you work harder, you keep doing that, and you keep making more progress, and that cycle goes on, and that's what it is. But this burnout effect, what people are saying is, oh yeah, so the ball goes down the hill, and then it just stops halfway, because you run out of energy. But that's just not how it works. I can understand losing momentum, and then it gets a little bit more difficult to keep it going, and you've got to kind of start again. But getting burnt out as a theory of just kind of overworking is ridiculous, because you're so much stronger than you think you are. Like you're capable of so much more mentally. You have such a larger ability than you believe yourself to have. Like you think you're not as capable as you actually are. So if you actually went to the degree that you could achieve, then you'd understand that burnout isn't real, because you're working harder than anyone else. You're pushing yourself to these limits, but you're not going to run out of energy. As long as you're taking some sort of time, as long as you're getting enough sleep, as long as you're doing other things as well, as long as there's some sort of balance almost between not doing work all day, but doing, let's say, your physical activity, and then your learning, and then your work. You're still using the whole day, and you're still working through the whole day, but you're not working on the same thing. And burnout is it's ridiculous. It's another excuse that people make up that, oh yeah, I'm burnt out from doing a few weeks of work. It's ridiculous. You're not burnt out. You're giving up. You're weak-minded. You're giving yourself an excuse to be a pussy and accept that you're mediocre. You're giving yourself an excuse to not achieve what you said you'd achieve. You're giving yourself an excuse to not keep your word. And that's why it's ridiculous. Because at the end of the day, all it is an excuse. Because the option is you keep working and you achieve what you want, or you fail. That's all the decision is. You keep working or you fail. You win or you lose. That's the decision. If you keep working for long enough, eventually you will win. But if you decide that you're going to use this excuse of burnout, then you're going to fail, because the people that don't, the people that realize that it's just a fad, that it's just ridiculous, it's just a load of bullshit that you're trying to get taught by people. Say, don't work too hard or you'll get burnt out. It's bollocks. It's not true. You're not going to get burnt out if you believe you're not going to get burnt out. I know I won't get burnt out because my energy is infinite. I could work day in, day out doing the same thing and keep making progress and I'd be fine. I would be fine. You know why? Because I would enjoy the process. That's the main thing for me. I don't... Fucking motivation, screw that. You think you need motivation to do things. You think you need to be happy all the time to do a certain task. People need to understand that you're not going to be motivated every day of your life. You're not going to be happy every day of your life. And there's going to be a lot of things that you're not motivated to do. There's going to be a lot of things that you've got to do that won't make you happy, but you've still got to do them. And that's the harsh reality. You've still got to push yourself and you've still got to do what's required of you. So set yourself that standard and meet the standard. Go above and beyond. Raise the bar. Push yourself more. It's ridiculous that you could even fathom the idea of, oh, I'm going to get burnt out from working too hard. Ooh, gonna cry, are you? Fuck you. Getting burnt out's being a bitch. I'm not going to get burnt out. My energy is infinite. My energy is infinite. All right? I could keep working day in and day out and I will achieve it eventually. I know that. As long as I don't give up, I'm going to get there. But you're going to give up after a few weeks because you think you're burnt out. Not even a chance, mate. You haven't got it in you to do that. If you're gonna sit there and say you're burnt out, make yourself an excuse. Don't even expect to do well because you're burnt out. That's your excuse. Just go think about that. Go think about this whole idea of you being burnt out, and that's the reason you didn't become successful. The reason you didn't save your family from poverty, the reason you didn't help the people you love, the reason you didn't provide for the ones you love, the reason you didn't give your family the life they deserve is because you got burnt out. Yeah, go think about that. Go think about it.